Goose, we lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I gotta say, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander might be one of the most frustrating fucking players to play against, in my opinion, to watch. He's very fun to watch, but ooh, does he piss me off.
Yeah, we lost to Shea in the Oklahoma City first rounders. It was a very difficult game to watch, and there's no better way to come back to reality after beating the two best teams in your own conference to lose to the worst team in the opposing conference. And it just really didn't sit well because the Bulls started this game out looking like they were going to handle business. Held the lead most of the first, and then about halfway through the first, decided that they were just too good to really have to try against this team is kind of how it felt. I don't know if they were hungover or overfull from Thanksgiving, but they did not look good. OKC tried to hand this game to them all night.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
Just like multiple times tried to give it away.
4 or 5 possessions in a row in the fourth where the Bulls didn't even have the lead yet, and they're getting stops, and they just can't score.
Right.
It was disgusting. And did anybody else besides DeMar score in overtime? If they did, it was only one bucket, and I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, it was absolutely brutal. I mean, Oklahoma City has been pretty decent. I mean, not decent. They're 8-11, 9-11 now, right? I think that was their 9th win of the year. But regardless, I mean, they're on the way. They have some young talent over there that's pretty good. But Bulls coming off that Boston-Milwaukee win should have treated them like they were the worst team in the Western Conference. And they didn't. And to your point, the Bulls just kept trying to give it, Oklahoma City tried to give it to them, but the Bulls kept giving it back to them. And I don't really understand. I'm seeing I'm going down the Twitter timeline, just looking at different stats and stuff like that and different hot takes right now. And I'm looking at this. And so fire Billy. Well, listen, Billy didn't shoot 9 for 23. Billy didn't shoot 12 for 27. Again, if the guy gets 5, I've said it on the show many times. If Billy Donovan gets fired tomorrow, I do not lose an ounce of sleep. I will sleep the same way that I will go to sleep tonight, whether I had beers or not. I'm just saying, blame the people that hold the people accountable that should be fucking blamed for poor performances.
Well, I mean, I don't agree with a lot of Billy's rotations tonight to wait all the way to the fourth quarter before you saw Derek Jones Jr. When you're playing against a much smaller team, and Billy seems to love to play small, but against his old team, he decided not to play small. Until the fourth, and we did get some good minutes out of Derek Jones. It was pretty clear tonight that Javonte was not 100%, wasn't really ready to go after taking that fall against the Bucks. So, Billy definitely deserves some criticism tonight for his rotations, for not drawing up other things than DeMar in the fourth and overtime, because as we saw in overtime, nobody else really got touches. There was really no design for that last 5 minutes. It was, will DeMar steal me this game? And everybody had to stand around and watch.
Yeah, and I don't really understand that, especially after the fourth quarter from Zach LaVine, where he seemed to be cooking. And there was a couple instances in the fourth quarter as well where Zach standing in the corner and DeMar's doing DeMar things, and that's exactly what I go back to in the shows, besides on our up-tier shows when we're fucking excited when we beat Boston, or we're excited when we beat Milwaukee. We're on cloud 9 because it's great because our team won, yada, yada, yada. I don't understand what the fuck this is. I'm getting kind of tired of it. Honestly, it's kind of tiring basketball to watch. And to our Michael, I'm not even going to try your last name. Susars, maybe? That might be it. But thank you for being in the comment section. But yeah, no, they don't have a better record. They have the same record as the Bulls. They're both 8-11, the Thunder and the Bulls. Yeah, I mean, you got a good point, man. The Bulls aren't very good. We'd like to talk about them as if we are good after we have big wins. I think that we both have very realistic expectations of this team being a play-in team. I don't like the lack of hustle that we got tonight, and I feel like they thought they were just going to win.
Well, and you're also talking about a team in the West that's like actively trying to lose. Like, you look at their roster and they don't look like they're trying to win basketball.
I mean, you have Lou fucking Dort starting.
I mean, hey, there was a moment in time where Dort was the hardened stopper and he was the next greatest defender in the world. But okay. No, I mean, that's my point. The team that you took on doesn't have serious aspirations about this season. Their number 2 overall pick is sitting out for the season. If SGA wasn't a top 3 scorer in the league and definitely going to be an all-star at this rate, that team really doesn't have much else going on over there with Chet sitting on the bench outside of him and Giddey kind of playing around in the background, because Dort almost single-handedly gave us this game. to your point, with him at the end there, offensively and defensively, he was just throwing the game away for them. No, obviously
Alex is right. They're totally redshirting Chet. Alex is so right. Yeah.
they're pulling the Philly to a T. It's just similar to the team that we'll play next, which we'll get to. Their tank is not going as planned.
Right. Yep. Right. And then we had Yump in here. He said, "Wonder if Drummond is hurt. Only played 7 minutes." No, Drummond looked like shit in his 7 minutes. I thought. I felt like he looked confused defensively. I felt like he couldn't hang on to the ball when it came to him, despite the 4 rebounds that he had. He had a bad game. He didn't look good.
Yeah, Drummond looked like he was playing with a hangover, and that
a full gut. He was
that one positive that he had that should have been a foul call just didn't happen, and I think Billy had seen enough. And as we pointed out earlier, OKC was playing so small all night. They came out of the half without even having Poku on the floor.
I don't get why Vooch and Drummond didn't eat a little bit there. And
Drummond ate too much yesterday. Why Vooch didn't eat in the post tonight, I don't know. Why you're not starting with going to Vooch in the post and building off of that like we saw at certain points of the game, because you will draw a double with as small as this team is playing, instead of just DeMar mid-range. Zach, you want to try mid-range too? Okay, let's do that. No, like it was ugly.